Protein will be utilized just fine, and steroids actually, in my opinion, you're better off using it for carbohydrate. Carbohydrate will give your body that energy and also spare the protein. And rather than eating 10 ounces of chicken, I think you'd rather have some sweet potatoes or rice. Boom! Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition, Chief Marketing Officer, TigerFitness.com, creator of the Outright Bar, as well as partner in the Ambrosia Collective and 015 Nutrition. How to eat while on a steroid cycle. Now, I'm going to go over basically how I think we might have it all wrong, how your body will process preferentially carbohydrate versus fat, what your body truly needs, and also we might get into a little bit of overall health stuff, but we're going to keep that minimal. That's another video for another time. We'll save that for the end, but if you want to hear what to take for overall health, stick around till the end. And stick around till the end anyway. It helps me with this channel. Anyway, so check it out. And I'm going to give you good advice. So one thing about training and dieting and how to eat on steroids is a lot of things remain very similar. Number one, you still need overload to grow. While steroids do increase your protein turnover, increase your MPS, a lot of different things, they work. Steroids friggin' work. You still have to apply the basic principles of inducing load on your muscle, progressively overloading, and steroids amplify that effect. Think of it as you're driving a Lamborghini down the freeway. That's your body. You have a finely tuned, well-fed, supplemented, phenomenal body. You're training perfect. You hit the nitrous oxide button and boom, fast and furious up in that bitch. That's right. That's what steroids do. They put on the NO, man. They get you, boom, you're out. So it amplifies everything you do. Now, the one thing I want to say is one giant misnomer from what steroids do is that you need to take in an absurd amount of protein. I've seen some message boards claim 2 pounds of protein, 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight, 3 grams of protein per pound of body weight. What steroids do is they make your protein more efficient. You don't need to feed it much more than 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I think 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight is good. However, just to cover your bases, if you really want, 1.5 grams max protein per pound of body weight. Steroids are great at taking the protein you are ingesting and making it work really, really, really good. So if you're on steroids and you're taking this for a mass gain cycle, let's go there first. What I want to look at is what we're using to fuel your body. Now, your body does exceptionally well when on steroids in accepting glycogen, in processing carbohydrate. I find that when on an anabolic cycle, that one can actually take in more carbohydrate, of course, staying within the means of a reverse diet type scenario. So if you're gaining a pound a week, right? That doesn't, on 2,000 calories, that doesn't mean you start steroids and go to 4,000 calories and expect to gain all muscle. No, you want to gradually increase it and you want to aim to gain mostly lean mass. So what you want to do is you want to focus on quality carbohydrate to augment your protein. So you set your protein, right, at around 1 gram per pound of body weight. Now, fat, while we don't have to worry about the hormonal needs, see, fat helps your body with testosterone, with a bunch of different hormones. When you're injecting exogenous testosterone, it's not as big of a deal. However, fat is involved in a lot of things, including the uptake of nutrients, the uptake of fat-soluble vitamins, and everything from hair health to skin health. Fat is necessary. So I would still set fat at minimum 0.3 grams per pound of body weight. But optimally, I would like to see 0.5 grams per pound of body weight. So for a 200-pound person, that would be 100 grams of fat. And just to do the math in the protein, for a 200-pound protein, that'd be 200 grams of protein, right? 200-pound person. So where does that leave carbohydrate? Basically, utilize carbohydrate to fill in the calories you need to gain the weight you want. Now, when you are trying to gain weight on steroids, let's say you're doing a 12 to 16 week cycle, All that natty stuff of gaining that I tell you to do, of gaining 1 to 2 pounds a month, that goes out the window. Basically, a pound a week or 4 pounds a month, that means at the end of, let's say, 3 months, that's 12 pounds. That's a lot of gains. And if you gain slowly and controlled, you'll gain less fat, which means you'll lose less muscle when you have to diet it down. At most 2 pounds a week. That's for a crazy, crazy cycle, at most. Because you're going to find most of it's going to be water and fat. So you want to control it, okay? So for bulking, that's what I do. Now for cutting, you could take fat, again, as low as it goes down to 0.3 grams per pound. I'd start at the 0.5 grams per pound. So again, for a 200-pound male, that's around 100 grams of fat you start at, right? You could cut it down to 0.3, right? So what does that do for, let's say, the protein? I still think the protein, 1.5 grams per pound max, a gram's good. Again, people look at, like, you don't need to spare protein. Like a lot of times, protein will be utilized just fine, and steroids actually, in my opinion, you're better off using it for carbohydrate. Carbohydrate will give your body that energy and also spare the protein. And rather than eating 10 ounces of chicken, I think you'd rather have some sweet potatoes or rice or Pop-Tarts. Fuck it. Have a good time. So carbohydrate fills in the gaps. Now, if you're dieting on steroids, I still wouldn't lose more than 2 pounds a week if you're doing a controlled diet. But if you do have to crash diet for some reason, your body is less likely to eat away muscle and keep the muscle you have and lose all fat because steroids work. They just freaking do. So how to eat while on steroids, that's pretty much that. Now, here's where I am going to kind of throw you through a loop. I don't think steroids are going to be as effective with a intermittent fasting type scenario if you're trying to gain. If you're trying to gain, I would try and get in a meal every 2.5 to 4 hours. I think the optimal range is around 3 hours. Getting multiple meals a day, depending on your metabolism, from 5 to 7 meals a day. So you split your macros up to hit those in 5 to 7 meals. They don't have to be exactly the same size, but I like to see at least 20 grams of protein with those meals to make sure you maximize your muscle protein synthesis. So I would like to see frequent meals. When you're dieting, however, and I have done this, I did this for my last show, I actually fasted one day because I have irritable bowel syndrome and it helped me. And then all I ate going into my show, because I had to lose some weight to make weight, I just ate literally chicken breast. 24 ounces of chicken breast for 3 days straight. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but because I was on HRT, I was able to hold on to my muscle. A natural doing that probably wouldn't fare as well. So you can get a little funky and lose weight really, really fast. Be safe, of course, with steroids, but I would recommend a longer process because your quality will be better. And my next show, where I have 5 weeks to prep for it, my quality will be better because I'm not crash dieting. So that's my opinion of how to eat while on cycle. Now, as far as what to supplement with, it depends what you're cycling. I'm talking about steroids only, okay? I'm not talking about all the other things like insulin and stuff. I would like to see you use some sort of an insulin mimetic, like nutrient driver or something containing an adequate amount of berberine. Nutrient driver, what I would do is take 2 caps 2 times a day just to make sure that you regulate your blood sugar and your insulin response. I think that'll help you not only drive more nutrients into the cell in addition to what the steroids do, but also help you with health. I would take fish oil and black seed oil. I make both of them under MTS Nutrition to help with inflammation. And also steroids do have a negative effect on your lipid profiles. So I'd want to make sure to keep those in check. I would, of course, since you're putting your body through stress, immunity stack, quercetin, vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. Quercetin, 400 milligrams twice a day. Vitamin C, 1 gram twice per day. Zinc, about 30 milligrams a day, or serving of ZMA before bed. Vitamin D, 5,000 IUs. The one supplement everyone should take for health is ambrosia nectar. Be sure to look that up. Ambrosia nectar is fantastic. And if you can afford it, some Immortal vitamin packs, But we want to make sure we keep our health in order. And those are the supplements. So I made sure I started out with just the food. But again, we want to make sure we keep our health in check as well. So that's my opinion of how to eat on a steroid cycle. Split up your meals. And again, like you're on a cycle, you're doing something that might not be the healthiest thing for your body unless you're doing straight up HRT. So again, you got to pay attention to your food choices, right? You can't just eat junk. Eat healthy food. Eat food that is nutritious. Eat food that will nourish your body and not just provide macronutrients. And that's when you'll see the best gains. Because again, it's great to look good. It's great to be big, but it really sucks if you're in a casket. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell. I love all you guys. Any questions you have, go to my Instagram at Marc Lobliner and DM me. I'd love to talk to you. Anyway, I'm Marc Lobliner. Thanks so much for watching. That's not a game. We currently have about 30 varieties of the Big O bar and the Outright bar. Now, here's what's really awesome is that we have so many flavors. Sometimes even we forget how many flavors we have. We forget to eat the flavors we love. So we're going to go over our personal favorites and tell you why they're our favorites every day until we're out of flavors is what it comes down to. So I'm going to start with the all-time repeat buy leader that you would never guess goes together. We launched this. It was supposed to be a special flavor for the Thanksgiving holiday time, but we ended up keeping it because the reviews were so positive, and that is the white chocolate cranberry. Now, the white chocolate cranberry, it just goes so well together. You can see in here, you got the rolled oats, the white chocolate, the cranberries. It is so delicious. It hits all areas of your taste buds. And in my opinion, this is just the one that I'm gonna roll with 90% of the time.
I mean, that is my favorite bar of all time, but I got my second favorite right here, the banana walnut peanut butter. Look at this. That soft texture.
Oh, look at that nut. That's a big nut right there, bro.
Why are you looking at my nut?
It's a good looking nut. It is. That one, the thing about the banana walnut is it hits like banana bread to me.
Yeah.
It hits like banana bread, brings back some good nostalgic memories. Ruckus, what's your flavor? Favorite flavor? Right, I can't eat chocolate chips, so I think I'll have some of that banana walnut. Ruckus is really excited. Anyway, what are your favorite Outright bar flavors? Comment down below. But honestly, if you haven't tried the white chocolate cranberry, we sampled this at the convention we were at in Florida where I spoke, the Uberzadi convention. And we had cookies and cream, which is our best seller of all time. And this, which is not our best seller, but it's our best repeat buy flavor. And this one, we had the same amount of boxes. These went faster than the cookies and cream by probably double.
I'm not surprised.
Once you try this, you will try it again and again and again. Those are our favorite Outright bars for today. Comment down below with your favorite.